Welcome, welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today we are going to make some beef sesame teriyaki ribs in the crock pot. We're going to cover the ribs with some mustard to tenderize the meat, just enough to cover it all. About 2 cups of beef broth, 1 cup of barbecue sauce, whatever barbecue sauce that you like. We'll use 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. So for the marinade, we're going to do a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of this sesame sauce, P.F. Chang's. It's really delicious. 2 tablespoons of this Worcestershire sauce. And then 1 cup of teriyaki sauce. 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. And the seasonings will be 1 teaspoon of badilla, 1 teaspoon of cayenne, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Scale back as you need to. There is salt in the teriyaki sauce, so if you need to scale back on this, feel free to do that. And then if you don't like a lot of spice, feel free to scale back or don't add at all the black pepper or the cayenne. So your choice here. In the end, we're going to garnish with some sesame seeds and some green onions. So let's prepare the marinade. No real particular order with this. I'm going to go ahead and add in the 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of this sesame sauce, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 cup of teriyaki sauce, 1 cup of barbecue sauce, whatever is your favorite, and 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and 2 cups of beef broth. Let's give it a nice little mix, not too fast. So these are my beef ribs. I purchased these at a farmer's market. I think these are kind of hard to find in a regular store in this quantity. Cost me about 22 bucks, so I guess that's not horrible. But these are beef ribs. If you prefer to do pork ribs, that's fine. The marinade and everything would be the same, but your choice. So we're going to go ahead and get these all lathered up with mustard and also the seasonings that I showed earlier. Please make sure that you rinse off your meat. Please and thank you. We won't go too crazy with the seasonings because there's a good amount of seasoning in the marinade, but this is that black pepper, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of badilla, 1 teaspoon of the cayenne. Pour on a generous amount of mustard, just enough to cover it. But the crock pot will do majority of the work though with the tenderization, so you don't have to use too much, but just good enough to put on. And now I'm going to add my marinade to it. And we will let this sit under refrigeration for 24 hours and then we'll circle back tomorrow. Okay, let's see what we have. These have been marinating just a little bit over 24 hours and they look pretty good. So we're going to sear these now. We're not going to cook it all the way. We're just going to sear it. So I'm going to sear these ribs on medium heat about maybe 6 to 7 minutes on each side. So it's time to sear the ribs. I'm going to use some sesame seed oil to sear. You don't have to. You can also just use some regular vegetable oil. Your choice. Okay, we have a clean crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and transfer these ribs on in. And again, they are just seared. They're not cooked all the way. And we're just placing these in here. All right, all of the ribs are in the crock pot. Looking pretty good, nice and seared. We're going to go ahead and add back in that marinade that we already had the ribs in. Just adding it back. And we are going to let this cook, low heat, 8 hours. So once our ribs are done, I'm going to add some extra sauce On the top, to give it some extra flavor, I'm going to add a cup of this barbecue sauce, or whatever barbecue sauce that you like. And I'm going to add a half a cup of the sesame seed sauce, and I'm going to combine the two, and then we will lather it on top of the ribs. If you want to put your ribs in the oven after you put this lather on there. Alrighty, so these are my beef ribs. I have my mixture here of the sesame seeds and the barbecue sauce of my choice. So I'm just going to put a little bit on. I've already preheated my oven on 350.